Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome back to the Real Legend of Gaming. We are back with some Clash Royale. Now, in today's video, we're going to go over 5 decks that you can use the Ram Rider in while playing the ladder. And these decks are going to all be different. I try to compile some decks that use all kind of archetypes so you guys can get a different assortment and find the right one that works for you. So enough with all that, folks. Let's get into these decks. Alright, so the first one here is going to be primarily based around using Lavahound. So that is going to be the tank of this deck. And it's going to consist of the Minion Horde, the Lavahound, the Bandit, the Royal Ghost, the Ram Rider, the Free Spell, and the Barbarian Barrel, right? Nowadays, you're going to see either a Barbarian Barrel or logs inside the decks. And you'll see that also among the decks that I list. So the key to this deck is to use your Lavahound as the tank. And then you're going to use the combination of the minions and the minion hordes to be able to help defend against air and ground troops. Then you have the Royal Ghost and your Bandit, which will give you that type of bridge spam technique. And it also allow you to defend against troops that are coming across the bridge. Then the Ram Rider, of course, you guys already know, functions similarly to the Battle Ram and also to the Hog Rider. So you can use it the same way in this deck. And then you have your Free Spell, which is super popular right now. And again, the Barbarian Barrel. So that's one deck for you. Now the second deck here is something more along the lines that I like to use because I like to play Pekka control. So this here consists of obviously the Pekka, the Dark Goblin, the Goblin Gang, the Electro Wizard, the Bandit, the Ram Rider, the Poison Spell, and a Log. Pretty nice, easy deck to use. Has an average elixir cost of 3.9. So even with expensive tank, you still can rotate pretty well in the first half of the game. And it is going to be kind of like a bait deck as well because you're going to have the Dark Goblin along with the Bandit and also with the Goblin Gang. So you can work it that way to your advantage. And then you got the Ram Rider who's still going to be able to do crowd control for you. So that's that deck. Here goes the next one. This one here plays a lot differently than one we just mentioned. It consists of the Baby Dragon, the Ice Wizard, the Mega Minion, the Ram Rider, Tombstone, Fireball, Tornado, and the Barbarian Barrel. And this has a 3.4 elixir cost. So this deck is going to be allowing you to control and cycle as often as possible. With the Tornado spell, you're going to take advantage of the Baby Dragon splash damage along with the Ice Wizard, and then you have the Mega Minion as well. So this is really good for crowd control. And if you really think about it, the Ram Rider adds a very nice twist to that as well. And then for your building, you have your Tombstone, so it'll allow you to pull those air troops over to the side, or even those charging ground units, allowing you the chance to stack up either the Ice Wizard or the Baby Dragon for a tornado pull. So this is a really good deck. And you also have the Fireball, which worst case scenario you can also use with a tornado pull as well. So this is a pretty good deck, and a tornado plays a huge role in it. Next is a deck that you probably have seen a lot because if you're playing challenges right now, this is like the most popular Ram Rider deck. So this consists of the 3 Musketeers, which is like super OP in this meta. You got your Ice Golem, your Hunter, your Bandit. Notice, right, you've seen a lot of Bandits. Really good card right now. Ram Rider, Elixir Collector, Ice Spell again, and the Barbarian Barrel. Another card you're starting to see a lot, right? The Barbarian Barrel. And I'm going to follow up with another video because I want to make a video focus on cards that I think you need inside your deck for this meta. And the Barbarian Barrel is definitely one of them. So that's a little sneak peek for you guys. So this deck here pretty much plays like the old giant 3 Musketeer deck. The difference is because you're going to have the Ice Golem, it's going to allow you to play these 3 Musketeers more often as possible. As long as you have your pumps moving, they're going to continue to build up elixir for you. You're going to split your Musketeers and have a push going where 2 Musketeers with either an Ice Golem or a Hunter. And then you're going to use the Bandit and the Ram Rider to kind of distract on the opposite lane. And it's going to give you a lot of opportunities to create offense. And that's also going to put a lot of pressure on your opponent. And last but not least, the deck that we're going to showcase in this video is similar to the 2.6 Hog. Only difference is instead of the Hog Rider, you're going to use the Ram Rider. So it's a 2.8 elixir cost, Cycles very, very well. Has a 1 elixir skeleton, the Musketeer, the Ice Bird, the Ice Golem, the Ram Rider, the Cannon, the Fireball, and the Log. And that's pretty much the same thing as the 2.6, but again, we substituted the Hog Rider for the Ram Rider, and it works just as well, folks. It's a pretty solid deck, and it gives you a lot of opportunities to constantly create pressure by cycling all these cheap units. And then as long as you have your Ice Golem and Musketeer push going on one lane, you can kind of put pressure with the Ram Rider, just like we mentioned with the other deck before this. So those are 5 decks right now that you can use the Ram Rider. Hope this helps you out. And if you guys want to see one of these decks featured, then drop the comment down below, and I'll play matches with these decks inside a ladder or challenges so that you guys can see how to do the gameplay yourself. Alright, so other than that, folks, appreciate the support always. Peace out.